I'm very happy to be joined here today by Global Saskatoon's meteorologist, Peter Quinlan. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Abby.
Of course. Now, you're always a great resource to talk to about what we're expecting weather-wise, and today is no different. Unfortunately, it's not the greatest topic because we're already officially into fall, and we're seeing those temperatures changing, the leaves are changing, and we had a frost advisory earlier this week. So can we start with what are we going to be expecting in a couple of weeks? What should people be looking out for, especially with that frost advisory that we had?
Yeah, so frost advisories, they only get issued up until the end of September. So that will be the last one we do see. But even though we haven't really seen a hard freeze or a hard frost yet, we are going to expect to see more frost, even though we won't get advisories for them. So even today, an average overnight low in Lloydminster is +1. So we should be getting around the freezing mark with frost at this time of year. Actually, on average, the first frost of the season is on the 15th of September for Lloydminster. So we actually did a lot better, a lot warmer than we typically would in terms of the frost. We typically would see those in September throughout the month. It just actually pushed back a little bit, but we will continue to see more and more days where the daytime highs struggle to get up into the double digits. Average highs around 14 degrees this time of year, but the overnight lows are going to start falling below freezing more and more, and that's going to start taking place as soon as Wednesday night.
Now, we did talk not that long ago. September was warm. It was,
Mhm.
abnormally warm. We were getting up into the 30s some days. And unfortunately, the last time we talked, you did mention that we are expected to have an early and more so harsher winter this season. Are we still seeing that? Or for October, because usually that's when we see our first snowfall of the season, mid to end October. Will we be seeing that? What can we expect snow wise? I know that's not everybody's favorite topic, but that's the season that we're getting into. So, will we be expected to see any snow anytime soon?
Not in the near future. We don't have any snow in the forecast for the next few weeks. That said, there's always a chance that that can change. And if we do fall below freezing and the mid levels are cool enough, we could see a few snowflakes. We're not looking at any major snow events for the first half of October at this point. May show up later in October. It does look like we will start to accelerate into winter in November a little bit faster, but it looks like October could end up being around or a little bit above seasonal, but then it's November that we'll start to see a bit of a tipping point heading into what may be a colder than normal winter from maybe November through till the middle of spring. So that's kind of what we're looking at long term.
That's definitely better news than I was expecting. I was definitely expecting October to really hit us, but
Mhm.
it's nice to know that we won't be seeing really any of that till November. Now, temperatures are fluctuating, kind of going up and down. For in cases of lows, as you mentioned, that we are hitting those 1 or 2 below zero freezing temperatures. What should people be looking out for? What should people kind of get prepared for? Because some nights it'll be below freezing, other nights it won't be. So in terms of what they should be doing, how should they be kind of going about their business in the evenings, especially?
Yeah, so before you go to bed, especially Wednesday night and Thursday night, you should cover up or bring in any frost-sensitive plants and flowers that you want to keep out there. Cover them, vegetables, things like tomatoes, you'll want to cover them up. Make sure that they aren't getting that frost on them, because that can cause significant damage to the fruit and the vegetables that you have out in your garden. So there are a number of different ones that you can bring in and ones that you can leave out, but the ones that are more sensitive tend to have a lighter kind of skin, like a tomato, for example, or cherry. Those are kind of things we want to bring in or cover up. And so we're really talking Wednesday night, Thursday night is the days of concern for that. Then we'll see a bit of a break over the weekend. You can leave them out. And then it actually looks like next week we should be okay until the end of the week. But you want to definitely stay on top of the forecast to know exactly when to be covering and bringing in those plants and frost sensitive flowers.
Wonderful. And in terms of what we're going to be seeing in the next couple of weeks, is there anything else that you would like to mention that people should be aware of?
Yeah, it looks like we will see quite a big warm up as we take you through into the second part of the weekend. We will see those daytime highs potentially up to the upper teens, and then early next week could be cracking into the 20s again. But it does look like we're going to settle into sub 20-degree temperatures for the most part. So this is now when fall really starts to accelerate. And as we get into those overnight lows now falling below freezing, we're expecting those leaves to turn rather quickly as the chemical composition in them really triggers the changeover in color when they start to experience below freezing overnight lows.
Wonderful. Well, you did give me some peace of mind with saying that winter won't be happening till probably November. So that's definitely the best news. But that's great that we'll still be able to see some warmer temperatures this month and we're not rocketing into winter. So that's lovely. And it's always great to talk to you. You always give the best information. So thank you again for joining me. And we'll talk soon, maybe when we get right into winter.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Abby, and I look forward to talking to you when there's snow on the ground.